Right now on News Channel 6 at 10 on MeTV, a local veteran reaching a milestone, turning 100 years old. We'll hear from him on how he's managed to live such a long life. Plus, the holiday season can be less than joyful for many of us, but there are ways to make it better. How you can deal with holiday stress, coming up. And higher than usual cases of respiratory illness, especially in kids, and it's causing Children's Hospital of Georgia to fill up fast. We'll hear from doctors about the best way to protect yourself and your family as your news starts right now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 10 on MeTV.
Good evening, everyone. I am Tiffany Hobbs. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Coverage you can count on begins tonight with Children's Hospital of Georgia seeing more kids this year. Doctors say several viruses are behind the illnesses. News Channel 6's Renetta DeBose reports.
It seems like the combination between all of them makes children much more sicker.
The folks at CHOG say it's RSV, influenza, and COVID, all making kids sicker than before. Dr. Ingrid Camello tells us people wore masks during the pandemic and that practice has changed, impacting children.
We know that RSV tends to be very aggressive in children less than 1 year of age. So those are the children that we have to protect at home with good hand washing, breastfeeding, isolating them, and making sure that people that are sick are not around them.
She says there is no vaccine for RSV and flu vaccines are down.
We had at some point an influenza positivity rate in pediatrics of 47%. And that is just insane for any type of the year, any of the 5 years before, because we already know as infectious diseases that we had not seen that before.
Petracci has a look at your forecast.
Well,
Jenna?
Tiffany, yes, there is going to be some rain headed our way as we go into the middle of the week, but we have clear skies for now. It was a cool day with a lot of clouds, only reaching it to a high of 58 degrees. We started out at 50 degrees this morning, so not a lot of warming today due to the cloud cover. Our low this morning was also well above average, but when you wake up tomorrow morning, we'll be back on track around average in those upper 30s. Around the CSRA, we're in those low 50s for the most part, but some spots chillier. 46 in Aiken and Thompson, 46 as well in Evans. Swainsboro sitting at 55, 53 in Wrightsville, 46 in Edgefield. Dew points are also in those 40s. We're seeing some drier air move in. Cool, higher dew points in our southern counties, low 50s, and that's where they're still dealing with some cloud cover, and winds are coming in from the northeast, 5 miles per hour in Aiken and Waynesboro, calm winds now in the metro. Seeing dry roadways on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over in Waynesboro. Overall, a pretty pleasant night with those clouds pushing off to the south. We have high pressure over us, and that'll keep us dry and sunny for Tuesday, but we're watching this low pressure system develop out towards the west. A warm front just formed, and that'll merge with this low pressure, and you can already see there is some instability in between those fronts, with a severe thunderstorm warning now issued in the Oklahoma Panhandle. So this system will continue to track towards the east, bringing a severe weather threat to the deep south tomorrow, bringing us some rain and storms as we go into the middle of the week. But in the meantime, for your Tuesday planner, mostly clear, breezy and cool by the afternoon, and only making it into the mid-50s, but it will be feeling nice under the sunshine. Coming up, I'll have all the details on the rain we'll be seeing in the middle of the week, but back to you, Tiffany.
Thank you, Jenna. We are following a developing story tonight. A judge ruling a popular restaurant in Evans cannot serve alcohol. Judge James Blanchard issued that ruling this afternoon. In it, he says Stay did not prove that its sales are at least 50% food. County ordinance requires at least 50% of business sales to be food if the owners want to serve alcohol. The judge ruled the county commission was within its rights to revoke the business's alcohol license in September. Stay filed an appeal to continue to serve alcohol and was able to do so under a temporary injunction. But today's ruling effectively ends that injunction. News Channel 6 is working on getting a reaction to this story. When we have it, we will share it with you. Aiken public safety investigators are investigating a deadly shooting over the weekend. Police say 43-year-old Christopher Croft Sr.'s body was found Friday night at 9 on Red Street. They say he was a victim of a drive-by shooting. Another victim drove himself to the hospital. He is expected to survive. So far, no word on any suspects. If you know anything about this crime, you are urged to call Aiken Public Safety. A new law enforcement center coming to Edgefield County. Many say it is long overdue. County leaders broke ground at the site on Rabbit Trail Road back in late November, and construction will begin soon. The current law enforcement center was built in the late 1970s and is outdated. Limited storage, an outgrown detention center, dilapidation, safety, and security are some of the issues with the old building.
It is widely supported, and we've had a great deal of support for it. The need is obvious. This facility is very old, it's small, we've outgrown it, so we've had great community support.
The center is expected to be ready in 18 to 24 months and will be designed to accommodate the growing community for many years to come. The holiday season is a time of joy and togetherness, but for many, it is not the most wonderful time of the year. The pressures of decorating, shopping, cooking, and parties can be a lot for people to handle. But experts say there are some ways to relieve stress and enjoy your time with family and friends this holiday season. First, know your limits. Financial limitations are one of the biggest stressors, especially when kids are involved. Set a budget for gifts and stick to it. And don't be afraid to say no if you have too many holiday invitations.
So, first thing is just giving yourself permission to not be perfect. We all need to just be accepting that we're good enough around this time. We're not going to be able to get necessarily every big present our kids want or make every holiday party, and accepting that, the world will go on and things are going to be okay even if we're just good enough.
Dr. Peoples says keeping a schedule and making sure you get plenty of exercise are two other ways you can limit your stress. The results in Richmond County from last Tuesday's Georgia Senate runoff are now official. The Board of Elections met this morning to certify those results. Elections Director Travis Doss says 47.7% of registered voters in Richmond County cast their ballot in that runoff. He says that's a high number. There is one more election this year, the House District 129 primary on December 20th. Doss says there are a lot of questions about who gets to vote in that race.
I think many people are confused as far as whether or not they can vote in that election or not. We are encouraging people to either go online and look at the My Voter page to see if they're in that House district, or to give our office a call.
Doss says anybody in that district who registered to vote before November 21st is eligible to vote in that primary. One of South Carolina's largest industries continues to boom, according to the State Department of Agriculture. Agribusiness, which encompasses both the agricultural and forestry sectors, has a yearly total economic impact of $51.8 billion in the Palmetto State, according to a new study. Researchers say it has grown 40% in the last decade. The State Department of Agriculture Commissioner Hugh Weathers says there is even more untapped growth in this industry. They'll be requesting state lawmakers set aside $75 million in next year's budget for a fund to incentivize more investments in South Carolina.
There's over $800 million that could be invested in South Carolina agribusiness to help realize some of that potential.
Commissioner Weathers says the meat and beef processing industry could see the most growth in the coming years. A local World War II veteran is celebrating his 100th birthday in a special way by taking his family and friends back down memory lane. News Channel 6's Nikita Dennis has the story.
Charles Lyde, a World War II veteran, is still making an impact in many lives at 100 years old. While serving in the Army, Lyde was into genealogy and history. Over the years, he documented his experience in the war through creative maps and pictures. Family and friends celebrated his 100th birthday to show his life's journey.
We wanted to celebrate his birthday, but I knew that people coming would also want to see all about his life. So we tried to kind of do a historical timeline of from when he was born in 1922 all the way to now.
It's great.
It's great.
Yeah, I sort of caught up on the people down there at the end they live to be 105.
Lyde served in the Army from 1942 to 1946 and traveled the world, bringing his journey back to the Aiken community with plenty of stories to tell. From newspapers to war maps and journals, he wants to make sure his service in the Army is remembered.
It's good to get home, but I got a little bit of the world, and good to see all that.
And plenty of support to help keep those memories alive.
It's been very neat. He's had family here. He's had people he's been a member of St. John's for over 50 years. Those people, the people who take care of him now at Trinity on Lawrence have been here. So it's been really neat to see all the many different people from different eras of his life.
In Aiken, Nikita Dennis, WJBF News Channel 6.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Thank you for joining us on this Monday evening. I hope you had a great start to the work week. Unfortunately, it was very cloudy across the entire CSRA, but overall a pretty pleasant night. We're seeing some clearing skies happen from the north down to the south. Swainsboro is still pretty cloudy outside. You're taking a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam. At least it looks very pretty outside with all the lights and no rain to worry about tonight. 52 degrees as our temperature, so not too cold yet. Northeast wind of 3 miles per hour, and dew points are now dropping into those upper 40s. We're seeing low 40s over in Wilkes County, Washington at 42, 44 in Crawfordville, Lincolnton at 45. That's where we're starting to see some clearing. 52 in Augusta, 46 in Aiken, 50 in Barnwell, and those mid to upper 50s from Emmanuel County over into Screven County. So where we're seeing the clearing, that's where temperatures are dropping off, and that'll be the case for all of us as we go into the overnight hours. Those clouds will push to the south with high pressure dominating our area for Tuesday, bringing a lot of sunshine and dry conditions. All eyes are on this low pressure system out towards the west, though. A warm front is joining this cold front, and in between that is a lot of instability. We actually have a severe thunderstorm warning now in the Oklahoma Panhandle, and this severe weather threat will shift towards the deep south tomorrow, bringing a significant and widespread chance of severe thunderstorms over in northern Louisiana and southern Arkansas. Severe weather is also possible as far west as Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and this system will continue to shift towards the east, impacting Georgia and South Carolina Wednesday into Thursday. But in the meantime, we do have that nice sunny day tomorrow, looking great. Starting out cold though, 37 degrees. Our morning lows will stay on the cold side Wednesday as well, then spike up to 52 degrees on Thursday. That'll be due to a warm front coming through along with an increase in clouds and some rain. As for the high temperatures, they're also going to rise due due to that warm front on Thursday. Upper 60s, that'll be our warmest temperature this week. Ending the week on a colder note, seeing low 50s, and it does look like the cold weather will stick around all the way leading up to Christmas for the entire South. Now, as for the rain, mostly dry this week with the exception of late Wednesday into Thursday. That's when we're going to be tracking this low pressure system. But in the meantime, on Tuesday, we're going to start out with mostly clear skies. Clouds are trying to push in from the west, but I do think we'll have a lot of sunshine overall. Wednesday will be a different story though. Very overcast with rain moving in, mostly in the overnight hours on Thursday. Heavy pockets of rain coming down around rush hour traffic on Thursday morning. And notice that warm front will be lifting across the area. In between that warm and cold front is where we have the chance of some thunderstorm development early in the day Thursday. Another line of showers coming through late in the afternoon. And then once that cold front clears, we will have nice sunshine for Friday, along with some cooler temperatures. Back to tonight, though, we'll see 30s and low 40s in the spots that keep the clouds. Highs tomorrow topping off in the low to mid 50s, so another below average day, but at least we'll have the beautiful sunshine. Overcast skies return Wednesday and Thursday with a high chance of rain. Back to sunny and cool conditions near freezing over the weekend. And we'll be right back.
An American student has been missing in France for more than a week. Today, authorities are releasing more information as his family waits for answers. Rena Roy has the latest.
The desperate search for 22-year-old Kenny Dealin Jr. is intensifying.
If anybody has a way to help us and find him, help us.
The American college student studying abroad has been missing for more than a week. The senior at St. John Fisher University in New York was supposed to return home this week from southeastern France, according to the prosecutor's office. But his mother received a concerning phone call in late November from a college liaison.
She had to file a missing persons report because they had not seen him in 24 hours.
French authorities releasing new information Monday, saying he seems to have left the town of Grenoble voluntarily, telling several people he wasn't feeling well in France, had difficulty making friends, and mentioned he wanted to leave earlier. He was last seen on December 3rd at this sports store 50 minutes away from his host family's home. You can see him here in surveillance video wearing a red jacket and gray hat. The last time his parents heard from him was days before on November 27th. They say he had boarded a train near the university headed south, his phone pinging along the way. His family usually in regular contact with him, saying he seemed to be enjoying his time overseas. His mother still messaging him every day, hoping for a response.
I say, Kenny, just call me. Just pick up the phone. you can talk to me about anything.
French authorities are calling this a worrying disappearance, but say because of privacy laws, they can't reveal much information as Deland is an adult. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Coming up, the Braves trade away one of their all-star catchers, and more key South Carolina Gamecocks are heading to the transfer portal.
Now, WJBF sports coverage you can count on.
While we wait to see if the Braves will come to terms on a new deal with free agent Dansby Swanson, Swanson got married to soccer star and longtime girlfriend Mallory Pugh over the weekend. The Braves making a three-way trade on Monday. Atlanta trading for Oakland A's catcher Sean Murphy, who, according to GM Alex Anthopoulos, will split time at DH and catcher with All-Star Travis d'Arnaud. Atlanta sending All-Star DH and catcher William Contreras to the Brewers and 2 minor league pitchers to Oakland as part of a three-way deal. 28-year-old Murphy was a one-time Gold Glove winner in Oakland. He hit .250 with 18 home runs last year. The race for the NFC South title and the only playoff spot from the division tighter after the Panthers beat the Seahawks for their first road win of the season. Panthers and Falcons both 5-8, 1 game back of 6-7 Tampa Bay with 4 games left in the regular season. Big change coming for the Falcons over those 4 games. Monday, Arthur Smith naming rookie Desmond Ridder the new starting quarterback in place of Marcus Mariota. Smith says it's a move designed to push the offense forward. Falcons have lost 4 of their last 5. Ridder was the team's 3rd-round pick out of Cincinnati in the draft, but he's yet to take a snap in a regular season game.
You know, roster moves. We did make a switch at quarterback, so Desmond Ridder will be the starter. It's a performance-based decision. Obviously, where our circumstances are. Like I talked last time about trying to get over the hump, some of these close games, and where we try to push the offense. We feel like it's the best decision where he's at, where the team's at, as we prepare to go out to New Orleans.
Falcons at the Saints and then at the Ravens the next 2 weeks. I mentioned the Panthers win over Seattle. Former South Carolina Gamecock J.C. Horn had an interception in the win, and Sam Darnold got the win as the starting quarterback. Panthers have won 3 of their last 4 under interim head coach Steve Wilkes, and they control their own destiny for a playoff spot, win their final 4 games, and they win the division. They'll host the Steelers on Sunday. A lot of moves involving the South Carolina Gamecocks football program on Monday, including Marshawn Lloyd entering the transfer portal after leading the Gamecocks with 573 yards rushing, 9 touchdowns. Meanwhile, there are reports that indicate Arkansas tight ends coach Dow Logans will be the Gamecocks' next offensive coordinator. And according to our friends at WSPA, the program has reportedly reached out to NC State transfer quarterback Devin Leary, which gives the impression Spencer Rattler could be moving on. And according to reports from FootballScoop.com, Georgia Tech new head coach Brent Key poaching Georgia Bulldogs quarterback consultant Buster Faulkner to be the Yellow Jackets' next offensive coordinator. Stetson Bennett has credited Faulkner with his development over the last 2 seasons before Georgia. He was the offensive coordinator at Southern Miss. We'll be right back.
And last but not least tonight, a cat missing for more than 5 years is back home. Bobby was returned to his owner in Bella Vista, Arkansas last week after going missing thousands of miles away in Pennsylvania. Alex Engel has the happy reunion.
Coming home. 5 years and 1,000 miles couldn't stop the love between Bobby the cat and his mom, Tanisha Lopes.
He was just in my arms and rubbing my face and shaking his tail, and he was just thrilled. He really, you could tell, was happy to be reunited.
Bobby went missing more than 5 years ago in Pennsylvania when Lopes stopped there while she was moving across the country. Lopes now lives in Bella Vista.
I was heartbroken.
But that all changed in November 2022 when Bobby was dropped off at an animal shelter in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and Lopes was alerted he had been found thanks to his microchip.
I was just so relieved and beside myself and overjoyed that he was found and that he was safe.
Bobby was transported to Arkansas and reunited with his mom in December.
Hi. It's been like he never was gone. Like he climbs in my lap, he wants to be in my face, he wants all kinds of love and pets.
Proving love knows no distance.
He exactly knows who I am. Like he absolutely remembered me.
Well, I have to say it. That was a perfect reunion.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one. That was so cute. I mean, what are the chances? 5 years. How
that's
crazy.
Amazing.
Well, for a forecast, it's pretty amazing tomorrow. We have sunshine finally back after a very cloudy weekend and cloudy Monday, but then the overcast skies return Wednesday and Thursday. We also have a high chance of rain for the first half of the day Thursday, 80% chance of some showers and storms. That'll be from a warm front, which will bring our temperatures up to 67 degrees, but followed by that comes a cold front, dropping us right back down to 56 on Friday. Back to sunshine though, and our low temperatures will be back into the low 30s, right around freezing, all the way into next week. So it looks like the rest of December is really going to finish out on the cooler side. So anyone who likes the cooler temperatures, that's for you.
I'm gonna grab my coat right now.
Yeah, me too.
The news continues at the top of the hour on WJBF News Channel 6 at 11. Hogan's Heroes is next here on MeTV.